before shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. Are we
what do you want to watch?
more about that?
Well, we haven't heard anything, as far as I know, from the Iranian regime about this. The IDF, the Israeli forces, believe that they did, in fact, take him out. Significant because, as you mentioned, he was believed to be in...
You just laugh at it the whole time. Like, ah! You dumb fuck! Ah! You started a war and then you're making this stuff and then you're making it seem like they want to stop and they're making it
this morning, just like his podcast got...
Oh my god, such an idiot.
What is Candace? Go back to Candace Owens. Go back to the...
I like watching her. No?
Yeah.
You want to watch that one?
Yeah.
I bet. I think I watched that one already.
See what she's talking about.
All right, you guys. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, Candace.
I had a shot of Baron Coleman this morning. Just like his podcast got me all fired up because he went off. He had a little Baron crash out. And it added another detail to our investigation yesterday into the planes, a detail that I had missed somehow earlier that's rather explosive.
How you know?
I will say this,
I watched this one yesterday. She goes live every day,
I'm not
Monday to
technologically
Friday.
gifted, so I did not know that you could drag the flight radar ADS-B coverage to the exact minute to see where what the altitude of that plane was at any given time.
One of
So,
my clients.
I'll explain it later for the other ladies who are like me. But first, my friends, we have been working on a particular tip for some time. We had received it a while ago regarding Erica's whereabouts on September the 10th. And at long last, we were able
to
confirm it in a way that is rather explosive. Where was Erica on September 10th? Well, I'll tell you. She was apparently in an unmarked building. Welcome back to Candace.
Is she talking about Charlie's face, right?
Yeah, Charlie Kirk.
What?
Yeah. Erica Kirk.
She's pissing me off, you know that?
She's part of the KKK.
All right, you guys, wake up, look alive. We are at the gates. We are at the gates. All of us. It has been, a little over 6 months, and we have not stopped the onslaught. We have kept up the energy. Someone in the comment section described the Charlie Kirk open investigation as a group project, and I love that. Right? That is so true. We are all partners in this group project to figure out what actually happened on September 10th. Who was behind the killing of Charlie Kirk? Well, Baron Coleman is certainly one of the people that is in our group. His show is kind of described by some people as the active part of my show. We kind of build off of each other in the work and investigation that we're doing. I really love that last night you underscored really how sick and tired we all are of this obvious theme of them ignoring the major inconsistencies in the Tyler Robinson story that we have pointed out, or in the Turning Point USA alibis that we have pointed out. And when they respond, they choose only respond to like the minor details that they can debunk that have nothing to do with anything that we've said on this show, his show. They sort of wait for somebody to make a mistake somewhere in the universe, and then it counts, right? And Barry does a very good job of describing really what that is. It's frankly a low IQ strategy of attempting to win a debate for a technicality that you're obviously losing. It's a gotcha argument. And we took this and we wanted to listen to it because I think it's really relevant. It helps you to kind of further steer yourself when it comes to the internet and what they're throwing at you. We took this from his opening statement. Here is Baron Coleman.
Imagine, for example, a simple debate on the camera. The losing side might fixate on one outdated data point. The camera is physically confident. And then they proclaim an entire case collapses. They declare victory and they never address the macro, the larger concept of the argument. They don't address things like the consensus or the email.
My bad.
And viewers, if they're tuned out or maybe deeply or emotionally invested in seeing the losing side win, they're able to walk away thinking that's the side won. Even if the other side very much has the upper hand. This is bad faith. This is bad faith for them. It's not outright intellectual dishonesty. It overlaps with several logical fallacies. Thank you, Joe. Your book had a large part in helping put this together. It overlaps with several logical fallacies, but it isn't neatly packed into any one of them. It resembles quibbling, where one side focuses on some trivial objection to derail the main point, or even cherry picking, where you highlight one favorable detail and you ignore the rest. But the twist here is the
Twisted
declaration,
child.
and it treats that
Come on,
isolated incident as a
come on,
checkpoint.
baby, now.
And there's this really rookie debate tactic. It's overused and frankly very rookie. It's known as Gish Gallop. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's when you flood the other side with so many details and arguments that it just overwhelms the other side. It's like that, but it's different in that the gotcha
like
victory
that,
is surgical.
but it's
not
different.
it's not a broadcasted approach.
Like
It's
that,
a very
but
surgical
different.
strike.
You understood
One
that?
precise
Like
strike
that.
and then you retreat.
I mean, sure, he's talking about people that are intellectual cowards, and to be clear, that is exactly what angered me when all of the fraud just decided to pounce on the audio that was released. Not by me, not by Baron Coleman, but somebody released it, claimed it was Erica Kirk, and was it Erica Kirk? No. Was the person who released that wrong? Yes, extraordinarily so. But they then tried to extrapolate that error to mean that the broader picture, that all of the other curious aspects of the case that we have presented, okay, we can now safely be ignored. Everything else can be summarily debunked because someone unrelated to the investigation got something wrong. It's just so cheap and it's so performative. And yes, it is only done because they are losing. And I then love the honor of being covered from Baron Coleman. Last night I watched it this morning, which I think perfectly encapsulates the emotion of how we all feel right now. So take it away, Baron.
And I'm sick and tired of the constant obfuscation and lies, and when we raise real questions like this, they ignore it. But when somebody says, even Erica was buying a jumpsuit at Aloe, oh my God, she wasn't buying a jumpsuit at Aloe. I was buying the jumpsuit. Oh, that's when you choose to come in and answer it?
Ow! My
That's
finger.
when you choose to come in and answer the accusations?
I burned my hand.
Are you serious?
I was holding it down here instead of here. Are you serious?
That's when you come in? And
You're
when someone
40
thinks she was
now?
buying a
Oh my
crop
goodness,
top?
I'm like not that far away.
But I do 3 shows accusing you of leaving Santa Barbara before Charlie got shot? Or banged or whatever happened to him? And you're just dead silent? In my opinion.
He talking to her?
Nah.
He's so
talking
right.
about Erica Kirk.
And so let's
Or is he
jump
talking
back
to her?
into the
No,
substance.
it's in
Forget
his
the
own
crop
podcast,
top,
and she's just
okay?
playing his podcast
I didn't
on
cover
the
the crop top. Aaron didn't cover the crop top. We are indeed, however, speculating with a lot of evidence which is mounting that perhaps Andrew was not on the plane that he claims he was on. Well, we don't know later. Of course, the bigger issue is that it means that Erica went on an earlier flight to Utah. Which flight? I know, we can't be too certain, but I do now have an exclusive ticket. Now, I have to hope that given my track record of providing you with receipt after receipt, with text message after text message, with phone log after phone log, and you are going to allow me to use this excuse, this idea I have to credit here when I tell you that I simply cannot reveal to you how I came across this information. In other words, what I'm saying is there's no way for me to protect the source. But the information is explosive. I've long explained to you that one of the things that is so odd to me is that nobody saw Erica on the day of Charlie's assassination. Nobody's come forward, at least, to say that they saw Erica on the day of the assassination in the places, the very public places that she claims to be.
She's a part of it.
Point A, she says that she collapsed in a parking lot after her mother helped with her mother getting treatment. Then she collapsed in a parking lot. Curiously, no witnesses. It's a big deal. Everyone was looking for Erica Kirk on that day.
Allegedly, I have to say
Everyone was tuning in to this assassination, and then realized suddenly pictures. Oh my God, he leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. That's when everybody got to learn what Erica Kirk looked like. It's just not every day. Even if you didn't know at the time, you go, oh my gosh, now I remember. I saw a blonde collapse in a parking lot. That must have been Erica. Now that you're telling this story, it looks like Erica. And I saw the nurses come out and escort her, and then what? She somehow drove her car thereafter. Her apartment after having a collapse. Is that even safe? What was that what it's called? Again, we know witnesses we don't know. The Erica doesn't like to speak about it. There's no details there. Then we know that at some point she had to race to the airport with an entourage. An entourage which included a priest. Okay, a priest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not every day that you see the widow of Charlie Kirk accompanied by a man in clerical robes at an airport terminal. Please, can we acknowledge that? It's just not every day. That would be an unusual thing that stood out to me. And I know, yes, of course, they flew private, but I promise you, there would have been more than a few witnesses. Private terminals are actually quite busy in cities like Scottsdale. It's a big hub. You can see a lot of action at the FBO terminals where people fly out private. No witnesses going through him. Nobody who saw this. Okay, so I was starting to get the feeling like she actually was being kept somewhere that was more private than private. More private than a private terminal private. And I happened upon some information. Said to you, I feel like if this was an operation, it was a lot took place with planes and terminals that the public didn't have access to. Right? I was positing that yesterday. Well, I can tell you today, and look, I can say allegedly here, that I happened upon some information that Erica was at the office of Hopkinson Aircrafts when she received the news that Charlie was dead. I'll tell you more about Hopkinson Aircrafts. I do remember that Erica told me to my face, also Elizabeth McCoy wrote a long post, and she confirmed this, that Erica got the news right before they finished program. So Erica, the phone call with the doctor, the different variations here, whether the decision was made to let Charlie go, or whether he told her that Charlie had passed. But the point is that before she got on the plane and departed Scottsdale, she knew that Charlie was dead, okay? And this was in the presence of Hopkinson Aircraft's employees. I wondered, what is that? What is Hopkinson Aircrafts? Oh, it's a luxury aircraft brokerage. Like where you go to buy planes, like brokers or planes. They have locations in Canada and in Scottsdale. Okay. So I went on Google and I tried to find their address in Scottsdale, and it listed the address, and this is all public, as 14600 North Aircraft Drive. So it certainly makes sense. That's an FBO, as you can see, a private terminal. And I looked and I said, wow, that's a lot that's packed into Atlantic Aviation. I have flown out of this terminal many times. I don't remember there being in Hopkinson Aircraft Sales, also with Atlantic Aviation, and then also this Ross Aviation. Like, what's going on in this map? Okay, but yeah, like I told you, it's the same address as Atlantic Aviation.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
It's a common, busy private terminal. So I thought, okay, what must have happened here is Erica must have flown out of Atlantic Terminal, and then they happened to share a building with Hopkinson, and maybe the people that were working for Hopkinson overheard her as she got the news. I'm sure she screamed. Maybe she collapsed again, was crying. But something told me this was not a detail to ignore. Something just felt off. So I decided to look through their website, and I just thought to myself, just in general, it's 2026, why would you waste time having an office building in this tremendously expensive location? They're not making their own aircrafts. It's just a brokerage. They're using a phone, right? Like, why? Why would you spend this money to be inside sharing this with Atlantic Aviation? It just seems weird to me. So I then went to the team. I said, let's look at this. And similarly, they thought that it looked funny on the map. It just looked weird. And at certain times, when I was trying to find Hopkinson Aircraft, it almost appeared as though there was a building that was behind Atlantic FBO, but that was separate from Atlantic FBO. So finally, I had a genius idea. I said, why don't I just send someone anonymously, contact Hopkinson, to contact Atlantic, and see what the deal is, right? Because they're really an office inside of Atlantic. And remarkably, we were able to determine that Hopkinson is indeed in a building that is separate from Atlantic, but Atlantic accepts all of the mail. And the reason that Atlantic does that is because Hopkinson does not actually have its own address. It's a building that stands alone and is separate from Atlantic FBO Terminal, where you fly out if you're going private. And this is a brokerage firm. Okay, this is aircraft brokerage. They sell planes. And they have no address. Use Atlantic Transport. Atlantic receives all of their packages, all of their mail, but their location is separate and it's next door. And it's kind of hidden. That's why I was having trouble working with it. I'm going to show you that. This is the building that Erica is allegedly in when she found out from the doctor that Charlie is not going to make it. I'm going to show you that too. We have Atlantic there on the right. We're now coming inward. Yep, pointing out the mouse. We're now coming inward. It's this rather obscure building right here.
That doesn't have an address.
Okay.
That she was there.
Now,
Why doesn't it have an address?
I don't know. That's why she's like, I gotta.
why would Erica be in that building? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Why would
gotta say
Erica
allegedly.
be in that building? Walk me through that. You don't know
Walk
your
me through
husband
that,
is
walk me
about to be
through
shot,
that.
even though she did
Walk me through
actually
that,
say
walk
when
me
he
through
got
that.
shot, I effing knew it.
Sorry,
That was
girl.
the sentence that came out of her mouth.
Like,
But you know, in a way, maybe she meant like, oh gosh, she was so scared. Like, and I knew something. I had a bad feeling that day. I knew it, right? How did we get there? What is Hopkinson? How did we get to Hopkinson Aircut? Did someone hit a butt? Let's see if we can buy a plane. Why are we heading there? Why are we staging there in this obscure building of Hopkinson Aircraft, which is not known to anybody, right? How'd she get there?
yeah. How you got that?
What is Hopkinson Aircraft? Why did it immediately feel shady to me? It felt to me like a CIA front, if I'm being honest. That's an opinion. It felt to me like this is not a real business, but it needs to present like it's a real business for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
And I can show you their website
Yeah.
here.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? Luxury
This is
aircraft
so
sales,
you.
premier
Like,
aircraft sales, over 60 years, 3 generations of elevated
Imagine.
expertise.
I know.
The Hopkinson luxury
Like, damn, girl.
aircraft. We can get started. I think somewhere if you click around, Skylar, we can find the family, the team, the Hopkinson difference. No, what is the difference
It's so
actually?
crazy how your hair's super curly.
You do jet
and then when you
sales.
straighten it out, it looks
Why
like
are
this.
you in this building? Why are you in this unmarked building? You don't have to,
So
no
straight.
one needs to come to see you
Curly.
to see
You
what
can see
jets
that
are available
difference.
because jets, of course,
Yeah.
live wherever their owners live. So it's not like you're buying a used car and you're walking out and there's going to be a fleet of used jets somewhere. Like, it's like a junkyard at the Scottsdale airport. What is Erica doing in that building? I would like to know. I would like to know more about the Hopkinson family in general. Actually, most of them, most of them. This is what they do. They really are just the difference in luxury aircraft sales. It's a data point that I think really matters because there's something about this that feels secretive to me. Although it feels like Erica was being protected that day. Which leads us, by the way, to the question of Andrew Kovate, right? We were surmising that Andrew Kovate actually flew on Charlie's plane. Again, why would they all go to Scottsdale would be a question in the background. Why would Andrew need to be on Charlie's plane? Why not just fly from Santa Barbara? Maybe,
Why?
again, we are speculating here, because there was a pre-approved location where no one would see them, because you can't just wander into there, okay? No one knows it exists, that people need to meet with getting out and not be seen by anybody. Now, moving back to Andrew Kovate, like I said, we are positive that he first flew to Scottsdale from Santa Barbara, and then he flew from Scottsdale on to Canton, Utah. 2 flights that day, and we believe that neither of those flights are the alleged much later 3:19 p.m. Mountain Standard Time flight that Erica told me that he was aboard. Okay? I'm going to tell you why I, just like Barry Coleman, feel even more convinced that we are correct that he was not on that plane. Because I'm going to tell you some specs about this plane, which actually really matter. Again, I should say, Andrew has never said he was aboard this jet. Andrew himself has never said that he took the 319 Santa Barbara flight, tail number N8724A. Erica made that claim to my face.
I'm so
Andrew did
sorry.
not. Now I'm going to give these planes names. I think it's easier to remember them. This is going to be our Barbara plane for Santa Barbara. You should know that it's a Hawker Beechcraft. Somewhere we have a picture of a Hawker Beechcraft. This is simply not a plane that any person in business would describe as a massive jet, okay? Your knees will be touching in that plane. Andrew described the plane as a massive plane to me. Multiple times. He also, I think, said it publicly on the show. He had this massive plane to himself, okay? Here, again, that's the photo of it. Instantly, me to go, this isn't the plane we're looking for. That actually makes it look bigger in the air. This is not the plane that we are looking for. You do not describe that plane as a massive plane.
That's the
Now,
primary.
since this particular jet is actually available for charter, and since I believe this was a military operation, I do not believe the planes that they would have used would have just been available for charter. That makes me even more. I'm more likely to believe a scenario where this plane was actually the one that took his wife later.
What the fuck did I do?
Then you would chart. You don't care. That plane doesn't matter, right? So I thought, let me call and try to not charter this plane, but ask some questions about this plane. A crucial question, actually. So I called this morning and I said, hey, does this jet have Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Because remember, we're at whatever plane Andrew's on, he doesn't have Wi-Fi, right? We have now confirmed this. We have a text chain with Aubrey, who's got to be the boss that day. Nobody can do anything. Aubrey's doing everything. She's got to do everything before she gets fired. Justin jumps in on this text thread after Aubrey asks a very important question of whether or not she should confirm or deny that the email that was sent to the entire company saying that Charlie Kirk is dead.
You think?
And now the media is all messaging her, and she's like, hey, like, should I confirm or deny this? And Justin jumps in on the text, and he says that it's up to Andrew, and Andrew doesn't answer. And then he says to Aubrey, you're going to have to wait until Andrew's on the ground.
My hair's so crazy.
He says that at 4:18. The implication is obvious here. Andrew is on a plane that does not have Wi-Fi.
No,
That's why he can't answer, right? Oh, that means we can rule out Barbara. We can rule out Barbara because Barbara has Wi-Fi. Again, I called this morning. The company that handles that plane charter said to me, and I quote, all of our planes have Wi-Fi. It's a big sell. You put right on the website because people want planes with Wi-Fi. So Andrew would not have been out of pocket and unable to answer if he was aboard Barbara. And it's interesting that when Andrew does come back online, he does not say that he was on a plane at this time, right? He says, my internet just came back on. Different from I'm on a plane or I just got service. I think that's how you would say it. I just got service. My internet just came back on, okay? So let's instead now examine the earlier point of that conversation and see if we can find a match. The point of the conversation where he explicitly mentions that he's on a plane.
Oh, you're alive.
And again, I'm doing all Utah time, guys. Everything I'm saying to you is Utah time. I think it's easier to think in terms of Utah time. When Andrew explicitly mentions that he is on a plane at 3:26 p.m. Mountain Standard, right? He says specifically, sorry, on the plane, this just loaded. And he is referring to a message that was sent to him that he had not answered. That was at 1:30. Well, we can now adjust slightly his period where he was blacked out. In other words, there's like the dark period of Andrew. We initially said 1:30. We can actually now say 1:47. We want to be as precise as possible, 17 minutes later, because we learned that he did answer Aubrey on a separate Telegram channel before he went dark. He answered her about the press, about Laura Ingram's show. He called her, too. Then he goes dark, and he's dark until 3:26 p.m. when he says that.
No, I mean
sounds like he's coming into land.
The police, I think they
sounds like he's coming into land. So here is our calendar, slightly adjusted to account for that 17-minute last correspondence that we have of Andrew. And you can see, still kind of looks like he would be on Charlie's plane. Drawing your attention to the orange there. That's Charlie's plane. And then in that block to the left, you can see Andrew's unavailable. Marina tells her right around that time that he's not available. Okay, you got to write this statement. And he's not available when that statement goes out. So I thought, let's see if we can find a plane that flew into Provo on that day and was coming into land at 3:26, right when he says,
she did that live yesterday.
yeah, my plane. Sorry, I was on a plane and my messages are just starting to load. Sounds like you're landing, right? In theory, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a plane that had no Wi-Fi that suddenly began to receive signals because we know this. When your plane gets low enough, you suddenly start to receive all of your messages at once. And you guys, you won't believe it, but Charlie's plane matches that exact description. At 3:26 p.m., Charlie's plane was coming in to land at Provo. And it tells us, you can go onto the ADSB Exchange website and you can see that that plane got below 7,500 and it was just a couple of minutes from touching down in Scottsdale, precisely where I remember that Andrew was flying from. Big plane, that's a G5, and we can bring it to the exact minute. Take a second, take a look here. You can see, and we'll bring this up closer on the left-hand side. This is what this website allows you to do. We are looking at 9:10. We are looking at that time frame, which is adjusted UTC, which in the summertime is -6. And we can see that plane gets below 7,500 feet.
Gotta keep you on the
Okay.
toes.
So if we are relying on this text thread, it would appear that Andrew Kovate took 2 flights that day. And neither of those flights were equipped with Wi-Fi. And that's why he was out of pocket. And I believe, just like Baron Coleman believes, that Andrew at first took the plane out of Santa Barbara to Scottsdale. And that's that Y-Refi plane. And that plane, I can also confirm, kind of, a little bit, but at least the facts are that when that plane, the Y-Refi plane, was available for charter back in 2020, it was not being sold as having been equipped with Wi-Fi, right? Because you want to put all the features when you're chartering a plane. Here's what we got for you. Here's what we got. Well, look at this Wi-Fi listing for the alleged Y-Refi plane that we think that Andrew took from Santa Barbara to Scottsdale. You can see on that left-hand side, they're like, hey, you've got a private belted lavatory. We can open that belt and you can go to the bathroom. You've got cabin power outlets you can charge. Here's the cabin height, 5'7", a large refreshment center. And then it says satellite phone. Satellite phone. It's not marketing Wi-Fi. So that's the best we can do. Likely that first plane did not have Wi-Fi either. Second plane, of course, would be Charlie's plane. Did that plane have Wi-Fi? The simple answer is I don't know. I don't know. Somebody might know. Somebody may have flown with Charlie on that plane. If so, please email us. It was G5. It definitely has Wi-Fi capabilities, therefore, but I don't know, nor do I believe that Charlie would have ever used that. Because, in case you don't know this, it is exceedingly expensive to run Wi-Fi on your own plane. Expensive as in, I literally know 2 billionaires who outright own their planes that are Wi-Fi capable, and they do not use it because the costs are astronomical, and they say it's a scam, okay? It is an outright ripoff. If you own the jet, and I can state that I highly, highly, highly doubt that Charlie Kirk would have been running the Wi-Fi on the jet. It costs, just so you understand, $300,000 just to install Wi-Fi aboard a jet. And then you're looking at an approximate $30,000 to $50,000 a month to run it. We don't know. We cannot state that definitively.
That's why she's saying it's a scam.
What we can state definitively is that Andrew and Erica could just respond.
So Charlie wouldn't have that.
Not to the crop top, but Andrew could assert on the show that I was definitively on the Barbara plane. The Barbara plane with Wi-Fi. I just didn't want to text. I just wanted Aubrey to do all the work. That's the plane I was on. Andrew could stop focusing on Joe Kent, and he could answer whether or not he flew in with his wife on the Barbara plane. And then Erica could chime in. I don't know why I didn't remember his wife. That's so weird. I don't know. So I know she was just right behind him. We were hugging. I was just lost in the sauce, lost in the hug. Such a great hug. I didn't know, but now I remember. That seems easy enough, right? Are we asking for too much to get some answers here? Because we're presenting a lot of evidence. We've got text messages. We're telling you that she was in the Hopkinson aircraft building, unmarked thingamajigger. Could they maybe stop instead trying to tell us and getting angry about how much she loves Shabbat Shaloming and respond to what we're presenting on the show?
What's Shabbat Shalom?
I will say, and this is interesting, and I'm going to get to this after the break, that Andrew Kovate does have one possible alibi that day, which could, if we can prove it as true, it would mean that he was actually in Santa Barbara during the time that our Y-Refi plane flew out to Scottsdale from Santa Barbara. I'm going to tell you about that potential alibi and why I am moderately suspicious of it when we get back to the brief break. All right, you guys, you see the headlines, you read the stories, and then the impact it shows up in your own numbers. Balance is rising and fees piling up. Minimum payments are designed to stretch debt out for years. That's why you need to check out PDS Debt. Whether you're struggling with credit cards, personal loans, or medical bills, PDS Debt has custom options to help you get out of debt. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation, and they craft a personalized plan that's designed just for you. There's no minimum credit score required. They're here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, which is in your pocket. PDS Debt is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. It boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. Why? Because PDS has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. Every month you wait, it costs you more interest and fees. The best time to start was probably yesterday. The second best is right now. When the numbers are clear, you should act. Take back control in just 30 seconds. Get your free personalized assessment and the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/Candace. Again, that's pdsdebt.com/Candace. Also want to remind you guys about masa chips. Spring cleaning season is here. Most people forget that the most important place to start is in your pantry. Most chips will have 40 ingredients such as seed oils, artificial flavors, and mystery chemicals. Omasa's chips contain just 3: organic corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. That's it. No seed oils, no mystery chemicals, just real food the way that it used to be made. These chips don't only avoid all the bad stuff, they taste incredible too. There's a reason that Sprouts Farmers Market and Wegmans has picked them up nationwide, because this is the real deal. Snacking on masa chips is nothing like eating regular chips. With masa, you feel satisfied, light, and energetic with no crash, bloat, or gross, sluggish feeling afterward. And because these chips are made with real food, they're more satiating, so you won't find yourself uncontrollably binging and still feeling hungry afterward. Personally, my favorite flavor of masa is the habanero, but you cannot go wrong with any other flavors. So if you are ready to give masa a try, head to masachips.com/Candace and use code Candace at checkout, and you'll get 25% off your first order. Or you can simply click the link in the video description or scan the QR code to claim this delicious offer. Again, that's masachips.com/Candace with promo code Candace at checkout. So something of interest that I learned while watching Baron Show, I don't know how I missed it, is that Andrew does have just one thing that could serve as an alibi on September 10th. It would mean he was not on a line refi plane from Santa Barbara to Scottsdale. A strong alibi it would be if it was true. It would make it, like I said, impossible. And that's the fact that Andrew hosted the first hour of the Charlie Kirk live show on September 10th. All right. Here is a clip of him explaining that to a New York Times reporter named Ross Duthaw. He reported how him subbing for Charlie came about. Now, note, just a little side point here, he's going to effectively admit that Charlie couldn't stand Ben Shapiro and was annoyed that he had to interview him the day before because Andrew's the one that booked him, which I've been saying from day one, but it's refreshing to kind of hear him acknowledge it without saying Ben's name. Take a listen.
So the day before, actually, I had booked an interview for him that he was not super pleased that I booked for him, but there was good reason for doing it. But he was like, you know what, I'm tired now, and I want to focus on the tour tomorrow. So you're gonna guest host the show tomorrow. So I guest hosted the show that morning. It was, you know, uneventful, and we had a pre-record for hour 2 actually, so it's probably too in the weeds, but he's texting me on his way, and he's going over talking points about polygamy, because he's going to Utah, and why is monogamy important, and you know, we're just rapid fire. These are our thoughts on why monogamy is advanced societal tech, and it you know, directs
the killer app of Western civilization.
Exactly, it directs male energies in the right direction, societal building, all these things. And that was about, I think I had it was like 33 minutes before he was killed.
Exactly 33.
Okay.
Under. It's always 33. 33 hours. It's 33. Anyway, it's interesting. He says I don't want to get too in the weeds. I'd like to get in the weeds. I like the weeds. I just want to get a weed whacker and go through them all, actually, because that's interesting. Because he's saying Charlie texted him. And Skylar, I know we scrubbed through. Did you hear, was he discussing monogamy on that episode? We'll have to go through and double check. Maybe he was. He said Charlie is texting him notes. So I'm going to fact check that more for tomorrow's episode. But here is a still, so you can see that from the episode that he did actually end up hosting for Charlie. And I wouldn't have thought twice about this. I would have said, okay, great, he was live in this hour, were it not for the fact that we now know that Andrew Kovate is in the business of faking live shows in order to give himself an alibi. We learned this when I broke the story that Andrew Andrew visited the White House the day before the Epstein files were released, but he pretended that he was in Arizona live on the Charlie Kirk show interviewing Kash Patel. Kash Patel's all like, oh, I never do a live show. He's calling in live. And then all of a sudden, my sources at the White House were like, hey, Andrew's here. It's kind of weird he's pretending he's live on the show. He's here and he's actually near Kash Patel's office. So Kash Patel's helping him in that scenario pretend that he's live. Like, okay. So I'm not saying that that's proof that he faked the live on September 10th. What I'm saying is I would like to confirm that he didn't. And that's fair. This is an investigation. I'd like to confirm that he didn't, and that was indeed a live show. Some other interesting things. So on this particular episode, he interviewed Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is an independent journalist. I should say that this is a very big booking for Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is just 23 years old, and at this moment, when Andrew was interviewing him, it's before Nick goes mega viral, right? In the weeks afterward, he goes really viral for discovering fraud in Somalian daycare, as you may have seen that story going around, and people were outraged about all of this fraud. So why exactly did Andrew book him and interview him? Well, Andrew is going to tell us why in the lead up to their interview. Take a listen.
I am so excited about this next guest. His name is Nick Shirley. He's an independent journalist. You can follow him on X at Nick Shirley. That's SHIRLEYY. Maybe we can help him get rid of that second Y. And then on YouTube at Nick Shirley as well. Nick, I saw your footage and I was blown away. And so introduce yourself to the audience and what it is you do.
Yeah, my name's Nick Shirley. I'm an independent YouTube journalist, and I go all across the world, not just the United States, but all across the world, showing the realities of things as they really are, whether it had been the migrant crisis or the fentanyl crisis or asking people who they're voting for. I go to all the locations, or just doing ride-alongs with gangsters in Chicago as well.
Yes. Okay, so this I saw it and I was like, this is like, it was some of the most incredible footage.
Okay, so he's blown away by what Nick
what's
does,
happening around the fucking
and
world.
Nick has definitely accomplished some amazing things as a 23-year-old. He also claims that within 48 hours, he managed, among many other accomplishments, he infiltrated Rio, Brazil's most dangerous gang. I'm not kidding, he did this in just 48 hours. I'll let you listen to Nick explain it. Take a listen.
Through the course of 2 days, I was able to get access to one of Rio's largest gangs, Comando Vermelho, and befriend a few of their soldiers who are so dangerous they cannot even leave the favela. Lots of strange things happened to find myself on top of Brazil's largest favela in a destroyed house interviewing gang members of one of the largest gangs in Brazil.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. I just, it's so stupid. I'm not even gonna tell you why I don't believe it. It's like if you don't know that that's stupid, that he infiltrated the gang in 48 hours. It's just, that's so dumb. I'm so tired of dumb. That's not how that works, okay? You don't just go up to gangs on the street as a nice-looking white boy with a camera and say, hey, I just wanted to sort of like see what you're doing here. What's going on? Okay, just stop. That's stupid. Of course, that's dumb. I'm sorry, Nick. I know you're young. I hope, whoever is your contact that has you infiltrating Antifa and infiltrating El Salvador at the age of 23 years old. It just feels like Sean Penn young to me. Like, oh, Sean Penn's always there with the cartels, never gets hurt, always is a part of a movie. I don't like stupid. That did not happen, okay? That did not just happen. He didn't wander into a favela and meet up with gang members with the camera. And they were like, it's cool. Come here, see what we're up to. Anyway, some other interesting facts about Nick Shirley is that he is also a member of the LDS Church. It's referred to as the Mormon Church. They say they don't use that term anymore, the LDS Church. And he also happens to be from Utah. So I thought, since I don't really care about what Nick does for a living or who his contacts are over in the government that clearly got him this access, I just want to confirm whether or not he did. Okay? So I reached out to him before this episode because it's very easy to get Nick on record saying, yes, I can confirm I did a live between the 9 a.m. And 10 a.m. Pacific hour on September 10th. That would be a solid confirmation that I could get in writing from Nick Shirley. So I'm pursuing that. I have not yet heard back from him. I sent it this morning, so it might take him some time to see my message on X. I think that is something we should be able to easily confirm, right? Right? That seems pretty fair. If you have any information regarding this, please email us at moretips@candaceowens.com. Anyway, I want to make sure that I also show you this updated list of all of the planes that we have been speaking about so that you can take a picture and examine them yourself. You know, I like lists. I like things that are tidy. So these are the planes, and I'm kind of giving them names now. We've got that Y-Refi plane. That's what Erica said. She said that it was Y-Refi CEO. It could be Erica, Kirk, and Tyler Boyer. I will say this. I do believe Erica Kirk flew with Tyler Boyer. And another person told us Tyler Boyer was in earlier that day and had taken a meeting in Utah, but I have not been able to confirm that with a first-person account. But I find that interesting, and I do know Erica Kirk and Tyler were together. The second plane, actually, I guess I haven't named this. This is a very interesting plane. We actually should talk about this N40JD plane that gets into Utah. Again, all of this is adjusted for mountain time, okay? So we're in Utah time. It leaves an hour after Charlie gets shot from Scottsdale, and it lands into Provo, so that very much could be Erica. And why I like this as an option also for maybe Erica on this plane is that it's owned by a person named Jason Knupp, and it appears that that is the chief commander of the Naval Surface Force in Atlanta. So that's an interesting jet there that's owned by Jason Knupp. And yeah, I just want to put that out there. We don't know who the passengers are on that plane. I did not get names for that. We have obviously Charlie's plane. We have the alleged passengers. I don't buy that. I think it is way more likely that the messages reveal. We have enough evidence to at least suggest that Andrew Kovate flew on that plane alone, actually. And then that would mean that Erica landed, by the way, almost at the exact, if she's on, go back up, if she's on the Navy plane, that lands at 2:29. This one lands, that would still be an hour wait. But if she's on that first plane, go back up. If she's on the Y-Refi plane, or if, then she would have landed into Provo. Oh no, that one doesn't land in Provo. Go down, I'm sorry. We'll get into that fourth plane. This is our Santa Barbara plane. This one is going to land into Provo at 4:36 p.m. Way too late. Andrew didn't scramble to get a jet for 3 hours. I don't buy that. It's common sense. I raced. Well, you didn't race if you sat in your house for 3 hours. Anybody can get you a plane faster than 3 hours, okay? This is California, okay? It's not like he's stranded on an island and where are we gonna find a plane? This is an extremely resourceful company. They have their own jets. Andrew did not wait for 3 hours, and then Erica then waited an additional hour for him to land. None of that makes sense on its face. I'm giving my opinion here on the basis of all of the evidence that we have now looked at. That is a highly unlikely scenario that he was on Barbara. I think his wife could have been on Barbara. And then what he said to me, of course, I want you to meet up, whatever. Then she comes in later. I should note, my goodness, something just came to me live. And I am more convinced that I am correct. Remember I told you that despite Erica having to have waited for that tarmac hug, when they went to the hospital, they went in two different directions, right? Andrew went to the front and Erica went through some private backdoor entrance. That was my understanding. I did not hear that Andrew was with his wife. Andrew's wife is missing. She had to have shown up later. The recall would have been Erica went to the back and Andrew was with his wife. I don't remember hearing that. I will double check that. But I remember hearing that Andrew just went into a separate entrance, which was weird. Why would you wait for an hour and then make him go through the front? Like he was either so important that you needed him by your side that you waited for him and therefore you're both gonna go through the back, or you didn't wait for him and you went through the back because you're his wife and your husband was just assassinated and you wanna get there at your earliest possible convenience. Like nothing they are saying makes any sense. Nothing they are saying makes any sense. Moving on, the Israel Firsters are still guns a-blazing for Joe Kent. They are peak psycho right now. I do want to show you, actually, and I'm going to skip the Trump clip, guys, because I just don't even care about Trump right now. He's so disgusting. Him trying to mock and be funny about Joe Kent's wife who sacrificed her life for this country, being snotty, I guess, by saying, he married pretty quickly. He married 5 years later. He remarried 5 years later. He had 2 young children. Anyway, But Blake Neff is trying to make hate happen toward Joe Kent. He wants to make that fetch towards Joe Kent because they're angry that we are crushing them with the truth. And how he's going to try to do this, in this clip that I'm going to show you from today, is with the worst acting ever. I am talking, the Academy Award does not go to Blake Neff. Okay? Background, Joe Kent was interviewed by Michael Schellenberger. Is that the right person? I hope I got that right. And basically, the interviewer asks him, like, hey, you're making statements that they did not thoroughly investigate this. There were leads that you wanted to pursue. And he asks him, do you recognize that by making those statements, that could potentially result in you being called to testify by, Tyler Robinson's defense team? They might call you and prod the narrative because they would say they didn't even investigate and pursue other leads. And of course, Joe Kent says, that wasn't my goal. My goal was just to tell the truth. But the truth holds everywhere. Yeah, I understand that could happen. He is saying the feds did not thoroughly investigate other leads because it's abundantly obvious and it's true. And so if they called you to testify, if they called me to testify in the defense, okay. Hey, Candace, did you hear that Eric? Yes, I did hear that. Hey, Candace, did you hear? Yes, I did hear that. The truth doesn't play offense or defense. It's just the truth. So Blake Neff and Andrew Kovate, worst actors ever, are about to try to sell to you with their absolute best emotion that, no, oh my God, if you were called to testify and tell the truth for the defense, you would betray Charlie. The truth would betray Charlie. Let's see if you can be convinced by their raw emotion in this clip. Blake is just unleashed. He lets his hair, he doesn't have a lot of hair, down in this clip. Take a listen.
Let's refresh people. There is a murder weapon that was found near the site of the shooting. It was owned by Tyler Robinson's family.
Given to him by his grandpa.
Of the caliber used to shoot Charlie. It has his DNA all over it.
All over the casings.
They released a photo of the shooter. They are not able to find him otherwise. Tyler Robinson's parents see that photo and think, that looks like Tyler. They begin asking him things like, where is your, I believe it was his grandfather's gun. Mm-hmm. They start asking him this. Tyler Robinson starts talking like he might kill himself. They get a friend of the family to sit down with him. He admits that it's him. They get him to drive up to Orem and turn himself in. His parents helped him turn him in. And we run into people who say that didn't happen or that's fabricated.
There's digital confessions.
There's digital confessions, but also his parents are out there. They've never stepped forward and said this is a lie. They could easily do that. It would be trivial to do that if it was the case. They have not done that. Mm-hmm. His parents turned him in. That is the most obvious piece of evidence in the world that nothing can argue around. And some people are so obsessed with the same conspiracies that they concoct for every other thing that ever happens.
If you don't
and
shut
so they have to shove it into this one too, because they care more about their conspiracy theories than about the person who murdered my friend facing justice. I am fed up with it.
Here's why it's so frustrating, is because there is going to be even more evidence that is presented to the public in May at the evidentiary hearing, okay? And it's a mountain of evidence. Some of which has been made public, some of which has not been made public
release
yet.
the fucking
And
file,
the prosecution is going to lay out its case against Tyler Robinson. And I'm told it's a whopper. I'm told they've got this guy dead to rights. And meanwhile, you have government officials that are now saying on the record to journalists they are willing to testify on behalf of the defense to get, ostensibly, to get Tyler Robinson off the hook for something that he did.
Didn't.
And so the level of betrayal that I currently feel is dramatic.
Oh.
Dramatic. You put his head down. Dramatic.
Pardon my French. They're just so full of shit, right? They're just like, it's like, they're not even good. They're not even good. It's overwhelming. The evidence is so overwhelming that if Joe Kent tells the truth, it would be an act of betrayal. The whole case would fall apart. If he told the truth, if the defense called him and said, hey, did you feel it was thoroughly vetted? No, actually, I made recommendations and I was blocked. It would all fall apart. It would be an act of betrayal. It's so overwhelming. He hasn't even been arraigned yet. He hasn't even pled guilty. They keep telling us he confessed, but they lost the tape of when he turned himself in. Don't forget that. They're talking about that gun. The gun has his prints on it. The part they're not telling you is that they cannot prove that weapon was fired. They can't prove it was fired. The bomb dogs could not find the weapon. Okay, the bomb dogs are knows themselves. They are a weapon, okay? They can't explain the magical bullet. What happened here? Can you connect the weapon to the non-existent bullet?
That's crazy.
But it has his print on it. He touched this gun that the feds then pointed to where the bomb dogs failed and put some rookie cops and said, look over there. We didn't just drop that there. Oh, and sure, Tyler Robinson obviously must be he's clearly confessed to everything. That's why he's currently fighting and trying to get some of the prosecutors. He failed, but tried to get one of the prosecutors dropped. Has confessed his guilt. This brilliant guy then wrote the novel. He hasn't even been arraigned, and they're saying he's guilty. So they're saying there shouldn't even be a trial. He's so guilty. And the idea that anybody would tell the truth on the defense side, they're overwhelmed because the evidence is so overwhelming. It gets bigger every time they talk, by the way. Now it's a mountain of evidence. It's a mountain. So undeniable that if Joe Kent simply told the truth and said, yeah, I would have liked to investigate some other leads, and I was blocked from doing that, it would all fall apart, as mountains do. You know me, if you just go stand up next to a mountain and tell the truth, the whole thing will crumble in front of you. It'll be like Building 7. Just emotionally just collapse. And probably have Israel behind it. Truly. That's what I would say. Anyway, are you feeling overwhelmed? Because they keep saying the talking point. It's overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. We have the messages that sound like they're written by the feds. I am overwhelmed. I am so overwhelmed that we're going to have to go to break because I just feel myself choking up with a lot of overwhelming mountains of overwhelming. We'll be right back. All right, you guys, have you ever tried keeping up with crypto? It moves all the time. Midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., the market apparently never.
Honestly, I watched it, but I just realized I knocked out.
You did what?
I fell asleep.
Watch, and it's amazing because Andrew says, like, I'm told it's a cascade, it's a whopper. By the way, whopper is usually subbed for the word lie. And I do want to remind you that I met with Erica just a couple of months ago. And Erica told me that she had no more evidence than the public had. But now Andrew is giving us an update and saying now they since then they have found so much evidence, it's going to be crazy. And he's just emotional considering that Joe Kent, if he does get called by the defense, he would say this true sentence. And he was stopped from investigating foreign leads. And it would all crumble overnight. Top comments from the last episode is this is Elena, she writes, imagine being called a coward after you've been deployed 11 times, lost your wife to an IED explosion, spoke the truth while knowing you'd be attacked from every angle. We are ruled by degenerates. Yes, we are. We are ruled by degenerates. That is a very true statement. We are ruled by cowards. Absolute cowards. That's what they do. They're like catty and they call you names. That's what they're going to do. Oh, he's betraying Charlie by telling the truth. If you think telling the truth betrays Charlie, you were never a friend of his. You were never a friend of his. Anything I said on the show got called and pulled over the defense, I would stand by every word that I said. Okay? Every single word, because it's true. I told the truth, and if I found out later that it was not correct, I did my best to correct everything that I've said. I've been open to dialogue. I said, come here, sit down with me. No, it's so overwhelming. Why don't you come sit down on my show, Blake? Come on, Blakey. Come sit down. If it's just so abundantly true and obvious, why wouldn't you want to come make me look like a fool on my own show? Right? Why wouldn't you want the platform to be able to speak to everybody and to say, here it is, here's the evidence. I'll go back and forth with Candace, and we don't even have to wait for the case because I want you to know that everything she's selling she's just obsessed with the conspiracy. Come do that, Blake. Take me up on my offer, Blake. I don't understand why you wouldn't do this. You seem so stressed out. I don't know. I think am I wrong? If I had a position on something and I knew it wasn't true, I would go, yeah, I'd love to come on your show and explain how that's not true and you have it all wrong.
Thanks.
Bree Blanco, second biggest comment, writes, how ironic that Andrew Kovate wants the FBI to investigate Joe Kent, but not to investigate Charlie Kirk's murder. Yeah, they love Kash Patel. Get Kash Patel on the show. They don't care. You would think he'd be like moderately upset, at the very least, that Kash Patel stopped Joe Kent. No, they're angry at Joe because Joe exposed them by a pesky little thing. He told the truth. He seems like he's an honest dude. And they hate honest people. Drives them crazy. They lose sleep over honest people. Blake, let me tell you, do not quit your day job, man. You do not have what it takes in Hollywood. Nobody was buying those theatrics. I think a little too much hand action there. Kind of doing a lot of this. The conspiracies are so obsessed with their conspiracy. It just wasn't working.
She's tired, bro.
It just wasn't working. And I don't believe that they have suddenly, since I met with Erica on December 15th, found all of this evidence that you are somehow privy to. And you wouldn't just share with the public, hey, we actually have a video of him taking a shot. That'd be great if you said that, but you haven't. Anyways, reminding you if you want to support our show, independent journalism, we have merch on the website, canzones.com, Daddy's Home, Shabbat Shalom. You know, buy that today. Buy that for Blake. Buy that for Blake. I feel like he's emotional and he's overwhelmed right now. So what you should do is you should head to canzones.com and buy a Shabbat Shalom shirt so that he knows that we're with him. That we are with him. We also have merged our subscription tiers into one Club Candace tier. So it's just $11.99 a month or $120 for the full year. And we do have a new clips channel that is up on YouTube. And we have a link in the description. So if you don't have time to watch the full show, we are now rolling out a little clips channel. Oh, look at that. 3 days ago, 100,000 views. It's such a new channel. It's exciting. Hey, amazing. All right, guys, what comments do you have for me before I go? I'm really hungry today, so I'm going to read as many comments as I can. Oh, okay, here we go. Seven Sheets writes, why is TV USA rushing to convict an obvious patsy mere participant rather than trying to answer the questions that Candace is bravely trying to investigate? That alone is extremely suspicious. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and that goes back to, and you should watch his entire statement. Aaron does these like monologue statements that are really great on his show. But this is the game they play. They've lost, and so they're trying to win with this like cheap path of landing upon some gotcha, waiting for somebody else in the universe to get something wrong, as opposed to just responding. When you're right, you're right. You're just right. You don't have to go through all of this, all of these hoops to prove that you're right. The truth is on your side. Klaus was eaten writes, the staff at Daily Wire are watching on top of Ben's intractable brows while the staff at TPUSA are sneaking a peek from behind Erica's hair. Your search for truth is contagious, as is your battle bun. Barron was sporting his last night. Yeah, I love him. I do love when he crashes out. Just random moments like that. I'm like, he crashed out. It's great. I'm going to take it and play it on my show. Jennifer Deloach writes, Barron's red face, he's going max. He does. You could just tell his kids, man, they were getting disciplined in that Catholic household. I'll tell you that. He's got like 8 kids. C. Jonesy writes, we need this, Candace, and can only thank God for giving you the intellect and articulation to set us all free. Bless you and your loved ones. No, you already were endowed with that, man. That's that gut instinct. We all knew something was wrong. I'm putting it together, but I'm not putting it together alone. Like I said, group project, very obvious. If I did not have that tips inbox and people being like, yes, this or that, I would not have been able to do it. You know, I had the passion because Charlie was my friend. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe, just hearing Andrew, he was not very upset about the interview. They were just gonna let Ben take over Turning Point or something. Erica just let him open. Worst kept secret in the history of the world is that Charlie Kirk couldn't stand Ben. Very few people can. And they just were letting it happen. And so I was just sitting back, just going, I can't believe this and I can't imagine this for anyone's life. To be so instantly betrayed by the people who would not exist, their careers would not exist without you. It's so ugly, and the only thing that can motivate people to do that is money. The only thing that can motivate people to do that is a lot of money, and that's what I believe that a lot of these people were motivated by. That's what they're doing. They prove that. Somebody came with a check. Okay, I don't care if he hated you. You can speak. That's fine. BC writes, Miss Candace, please interview the great Catholic non-interventionist, Pat Buchanan. Dave Smith tells me often I should interview him. He coined the phrase Israel's Amen Corner in the early 90s. Yeah, I should get him. Actually, Dave Smith gave me a book of his, but I haven't read it yet because it's a big one. It's a big one. Anna writes, I remember days after Charlie was killed, one of the TPUSA guys, I did not know them, Neff or Andrew Kovate, said that a large donor called Erica right after Charlie Kirk was shot and asked if she knew everything about Turning Point USA. And she said yes, and he decided that she would replace him. Who was this donor? I don't know. My guess would be off the bat Doug DeGroot. He's on the board, and I think he's a donor. That would be my best guess, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and find that episode. And she knows everything. That was what she was, in the immediate hours and days after. The things that she did, man. I wish I could go back to being ignorant. I wish I could go back to when I didn't want to assume, or when I was able to assume And I was assuming that she was aggrieved before I knew about the Zoom calls. When I was assuming that things were crazy because she was trying to get a handle on things and people were pulling her in different directions and that maybe she really did want to get to the bottom of everything. I wish we could go back to those days because now we know so much. Which, by the way, makes me laugh even more when they suggest that Joe Kent was trying to set up Erica. Nobody, least of all me, thought Erica was guilty until, I know some of you guys, I mean, TikTok had her clocked. But I was like, okay, you don't like her pants, you don't like her hot pants next to JD, you don't like the way she's hugging. Yeah, is her hair, is her fingers in his head a little disrespectful? It's Vice President of the United States, don't put your fingers in his hair. Just as a rule of thumb. I thought that you guys were going a little too hard on that. And I was like, you know, we don't know what's going on. Now I got giggly, ooh, the emojis, and a Zoom call, and merch, and hats, and it just, I'm ready to go back. Maybe I can. Time machine. No, Project Looking Glass. I might be able to go back. I'll let you know if I figure it out. If I get back my Sumerian technology that the Jews have stolen from me. Just kidding. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Now we're gonna do that song. You what? We're not done yet. Let me see. You falling asleep?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's so hot in here.
No, it's not.
No way. Right here. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard this song in a long time.
Right her.
Looking back at me, I see that I never really got it right. I understood the things of you. I always went up little things I cannot win. You are the antidote that gets me back. Something strong like a drug that gets me. I really meant to say, so sorry.
taking a bunch of shit.
Hey.
Drinking and smoking and taking a bunch of shit.
I tear my heart open, I saw myself shut. My weakness is that I care too much, and my scars.
I gotta keep you awake, bro. You're falling asleep.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I tear my heart open just to
Ready for this part? I can't help you fix yourself,
but at least I can say I tried. I'm sorry, but I gotta move on with my own life. I can't help you fix yourself, but at least I can say I tried. I'm sorry, but I gotta move on with my own life. Tear my heart open,
I'm more of a Linkin Park man.
Linkin Park.
Yeah.
This was part of that era, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
See?
I cannot be fix yourself, but at least I can say I tried. I'm sorry. Like this. You know this one? You know this one.
I see what's going down. Something's never gonna happen.
that it's nice outside. Man, I'm so happy that the sunshine.
Oh, see? Speaking of the band.
You know this one?
Yeah.
I wanna feel. You gotta sing it.
No, I'm not gonna
You have to sing it. They killed him, by the way. He didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Nothing to say, and I get lost in the nothingness inside me. I was confused, and I let it all out of mind. That I'm not the only person with these things in mind. Inside of me, but all of me can see the words are real. That's the only real thing that I've got left to feel. Just stuck, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own. And the fault is my own.
I wanna heal, I wanna feel. So why am I gonna waste my time with this? Alright.
It's not the way I had imagined it all in my mind. So why do I have negativity? Cause I can't justify the way everyone is looking at me. Nothing to do. Hollow and alone, and the fault is my own.
Ready.
I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I love is never real.
Can't mess around. You should be the lead singer. It's crazy. This is taking me forever. Oh my gosh. Yeah! You want to stretch? Is anybody working and I really hurt? Feels like I got arthritis up and down my hands and
I know the song.
it's so messed up. Without you, I can't live at all. I love this song. Hopkinson. It's one of my favorite songs. You can be my someone. You can be my protect you from all of the unseen. I know what you'll do when you are.
how you feel. 'Cause I am lost without you. I cannot live at all. My whole world surrounds you. Stumble and I crawl. You could be my someone. You could be my sea. Know that I will save you from all of the unclean. I wonder what you'll do when I wonder where you are. So she's in between us. That's how very far. Can you take it all away? Can you take it all away? There's something in my place. It's making me to me. Can you take it all away? Can you take it all away? There's something in my place. It's making me to me.
This?
Yeah.
Haircut is soft. Damn, big back ass. Excuse you.
What?
Did you just burp?
No.
Oh, I heard a burp.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you asked me if I burped.
Hello there. One, two, three. Hello there. We ain't from my night. Oh wait, not yet. Damn, not yet. Fuck. Wow. Unsuspecting victim. Like in the valley, you can live like Jack and Sally if you want. You can always find me. Halloween on Christmas. Never ends. Ready? We're
Ink 182? Dang.
It's a blinky, uno, 82.
On my line work after every we take every feeling that I get, but I haven't missed you yet. Every roommate kept awake by every silent scream we make. All the feelings that I get, but I still don't miss you yet.
Only when I stop to think about it.
I hate everything about you. What you are.
Okay. Fire song.
Fire.
Fire.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a porn skinner.
What music is this? Old school rock. I guess. I don't know. Alternative rock. It's like the best music out there, bro. I'm just kidding.
This is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. It's not like you were sorry. Story. This time I'm mistaken. Wrong. Written down to the bottom. Stop words in my head.
Sound like you didn't know that.
It must have been so bad. 'Cause little women must have damn near killed you. And this is how you remind
Have you ever done Uber before?
Uber?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do it until I got fired.
Oh.
I let somebody else use my account.
Oh.
But, it was only supposed to be like temporary, but I tried to do Lyft, and I was banned off of all Chicago like rideshare services because of fraud. I was like, welcome. If anybody out there listening, don't ever let anybody use their account. It's been a while, where should we go? Feels like forever. Within my heart, I'm in memory of the love that you gave. You have good taste? Yeah. Not satisfied. This is me. This music is me. Anybody get their ass whooped for hash brown? For hash brown? Like a Waffle House? I mean, everybody gets beat up at the Waffle House.
Somebody in the comment section said this is training video. Thank you for the likes. If you're here, please don't forget to subscribe. I don't talk like that, but I can. Yes, he does.
Okay, sometimes. Sometimes. This is my main karaoke song.
No way.
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah. Heck to the yeah.
Family.
sands down. But I watch the world float to the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. I watch the world float to the dark side of the moon. After all I knew, it had to be something good. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. If I go crazy, then you still call me Superman. If I'm alive, I'm gonna be there, holding my hand. I'll keep you by my side, my superhuman, my kryptonite.
You guys never heard this song?
You call me strong, you call me weak, but still your secrets I will keep. You took for granted all the times I never let you down. You stumbled in and bumped your head, and now for me, you'd be dead. I'll pick you up, put you back on solid ground. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then will you be there, holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite.
Sing along too, bro.
If I go crazy, call me Superman. If I'm alive, then will you be there, holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite.
You pay for it, no. You have to pay. Now they're on the live, they hearing it, they're like, yeah, I gotta pick her up. Shit. If I go crazy, then will
Audrey
you still
Hepburn,
call me
Fangoria, Harry Houdini,
Superman?
and Croquet.
If
Can't
I'm
swim,
alive,
can't dance,
then
and you
will
don't know
you still
karate.
be
Face
here,
it, you're never gonna make it.
getting my brain?
I don't wanna make it. I just wanna.
Yeah! Fire! God! Oh my goodness, I don't remember the song at all. This is so neat, bro. I love it. This song got me through a lot. Yes. Ready? Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. Woo! From all the dirty looks.
have something in mind.
It wasn't this one, but no, sometimes I'm usually not available.
So now.
I'm gonna be like, I know how time today, but I got time Two antlers on the top, yes. Okay.
Don't get with me. Sensitive.
Ready? Oh, well imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I cannot but to hear, no I cannot but to hear an exchanging of words. What a beautiful wedding, says a bridesmaid to the waiter. What a shame the poor groom's bride is a whore. Closing a damn door, no. Well, in fact, when I look at it this way, I mean, technically I'm ready to say, come on, more, so, more than champagne. Oh, what was that? He hired me to annoy him, okay? Should I expect Kirk? Oh, I don't know you guys, I'm sorry. I'm really bad with these, I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me 1 second, you guys. I gotta pause the live.
Sorry.
Okay, we back. I hope that it's back. We'll see right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
Checking in on traffic on Skycutter 5. There's trouble on the 80 interchange leading into the city. Looks like traffic is backed up for miles. If this blistering heat is not going to get stuck in that traffic.
Yeah, if I had 3 phones, I would.
Do you ever feel like breaking down? Do you ever feel out of place? Like somehow you just don't belong and no one understands you? Do you ever want to run away? Do you lock yourself in your room? Radio on turned up so loud no one hears you screaming. No, you don't know what it's like.
It's my boyfriend sticker.
Nothing feels alright. You don't know what it's like.
It's You guys want a sticker? Put them on
Welcome to my life.
Change it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Is this a sticker?
It's a sticker. It's waterproof too. Oh, my back. Sheesh. It's like YouTube knows me, bro. It's like YouTube knows me.
You were supposed to.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, your demons, and all the non-believers, the plans that they had made? Because one day I'll be a phantom to lead you in the summer, to join the black parade.
You're not black. They land on you too. That's one of the worst feelings ever, bro. I'm not ready for summer no more. What do you mean? I can't even be out after the sunset because those fucking vampires be outside sucking your blood without. It's a great song. fucking did. I told you, didn't I? I was like, bro, something's gonna happen that day. But that's why I'm like so careful. Nobody's allowed here. Like, I don't think nobody's here without me feeling like if I feel uncomfortable, I'm not just I'm so pissed right now, y'all. But like, she treats her man like shit. Why would I want to spend time with people that treat their men like shit? So I can treat my man like shit? Hell no, bro. Like, treat your man better than me sometimes. Respect your man.
Sounds like it.
Beautiful body, beautiful face. But if your heart ain't beautiful, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. A rock is more beautiful than a soul. I love rock. I love rock. Yeah, I used to like rocks.
I did too.
I would keep rocks everywhere. And then my parents would be like, stop bringing rocks in the house. I was like, but they're so pretty. So I stopped.
I used to keep those I don't know what the car is. I don't know what they call it. The rock. They're those really smooth ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of look like these tiny boulders. Like
Or the quiet kid. Were you an emo kid in school? No, I was a bully though. I was a band kid. I was bullied.
Oh, you were bullied?
Yeah, they were.
How many people were bullied?
They were racist. They didn't like my race.
Who like this song? Is it Diamond J? Yeah. I love this song. It's on my phone. Diamond J.
Like that. But I love all types of music, like rap. I love rap, hip hop. got ADHD. But you know what, Vicky? Thank you for being here, Vicky. You real, man. Aw. I don't know who else is in here, to be honest. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. Time is right to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it pop by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks right away. It's so unreal. Give it below. Watch the time go right out the window. You didn't even know. Wasted it all just to watch you. Tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this bad to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me. I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You might not even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. Kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard. What is it? Goatee? You want goatee?
I do. Like daily.
I believe you, actually. I think you carry a brush or comb with you.
I do. Like, as I'm writing.
Every step that I take is another mistake. caught in the undertow.
You have really good taste. Thank you. It sometimes gets stuck. The left one?
The right one.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. And just, yeah. My bad. What? Alright, sorry guys. I gotta go here. So I did all that work for you to just be like, okay, Sam, Still $300.